Hello everyone. Today it's just Nora and I going to physical therapy. Hadley is with her dad and I will get her back this afternoon, but I think we have a pretty laid back day. I've still got some editing done. I have about 50 pictures edited from the session that I did on Saturday. So now I am just heading off to therapy. A little later than I like to be. I like to get there early so I can get coffee. It means I don't have to make coffee for the day. But yeah, I'm just editing. I worked on some pictures last night before bed. I got about 30 edited and I've edited another 20 this morning. And now I'm going to take Nora to physical therapy. We're gonna get our coffee first, then we go to therapy. We will be in therapy for like 30 to 45 minutes. Now this week is the week that starts the twice weekly physical therapy. So wish us luck. I don't doubt that Nora's gonna handle it okay. She's actually done really, really well. She loved Jurassic Quest yesterday and she's even taken 4 steps crawling. I think that's how you say it, but it's like she's crawled and like went 4 places. I don't know how to say it. She took 4 steps crawling, whatever. Before she gets tired, so she's making huge improvements. I haven't been able to catch it on video yet, and it's so frustrating, but well, I know we'll get there. It just takes her a lot longer to get stuff, but I know she's gonna be much happier when she figures out what this crawling stuff is. So yeah, I'll vlog a little bit at therapy, but as of right now, we're just driving, as you can tell. So I will add clips in from therapy. So last week I came into therapy or last Monday I came into therapy and I was like, oh my gosh, I love coming on Mondays. We don't normally come on Mondays, but holy moly, there was so much parking. I believe I've jinxed myself because I've been driving around this parking lot. I think this is my 3rd lap and there's no parking. Ooh, I found a spot, but it's pretty far away. That's fine. We have a little extra time. But that always happens. I always brag that I'm like, yes, I love being here an extra day of therapy this week because parking wasn't terrible today. Well, it was terrible today. But we found a spot. So now I gotta unpack the car, stroller, diaper bag, kiddo back there, toys. And we will be on our way to get coffee.
I see her. She's looking at me through the mirror. I see her. Stand up. Come on. Oh yeah. Come on. Yeah, the kids were in the pool a lot. Why are you shaking your booty? Come here. You want clothes on? Come here. Where are you going? I'm gonna come to you. Oh.
You're cheating. Nora, you're cheating. I didn't vlog much in therapy today because Nora was a little bit fussy. Therapy at 10 o'clock really is like in the middle of her first morning nap. So she was super irritable. But she crawled to me. She was trying to get away because she didn't want to participate in what our therapist was asking her to do, and she crawled to me. So that's huge. I'm so glad her therapist got to see it because I've been telling her that she can do it, and she was like, well, she doesn't do it for me. I need to see her do it, and she did it. So that's like, it's so huge, and I seriously almost cried because I'm like, she just crawled to me for the first time. First of all, she wants me. Second of all, she crawled. So she's so tired now. She'll probably sleep for a couple hours. I say that, but then I probably just jinxed it and she probably won't sleep very long. But it is starting to rain. We are going to be headed home. I think I have to run to Ethan's work to drop something off to him, but other than that, we're not doing much. I have gotten a couple questions about Nora's feeding, so once I get home and get her down for a nap, I'm going to try to answer the questions that I've been asked because a lot of people are confused. A lot of people, I get questions all the time, well, Nora eats food, like table food, why does she need the tube? And it's more than just that. So I'd like to go into that a little bit. So once we get home and everything's situated, I'm gonna try to answer some questions. But yeah, I'm really excited for Nora. It's such a huge accomplishment. I mean, like I've said in my other videos, when your child develops, typically, you know, you're happy. You're still happy when your kid crawls for the first time, or you're like me and you're sad because like when Hadley started crawling and walking, I was super emotional. But for Nora, you know, she's 10 months old and she's not crawling and she's not bearing any weight on her legs. So there's a lot that's unknown about Nora, and we don't know why she is the way she is, and we don't know, you know, when we left the hospital, we didn't know she was going to be able to do any of this. So everything that she's doing is seriously such a huge accomplishment, and she's so small, she has no idea how huge this is. Another part of making these videos is so she can see how far she's come. You know, when she starts to doubt herself, I can look back to therapy when she was 10 months old and show her, you know, you worked so hard and you are here today because you have a purpose, first of all. Second of all, because you worked so hard in therapy, and I don't ever want her to forget that. So yeah, she's getting fussy, so I need to start driving, but I'm gonna answer a few questions here in a bit. Okay, I have a few minutes to sit down and talk about a little bit about the questions I have been asked recently. Hi Nora. Nora's over there in her walker, and I got scratched. My little kid scratched me. I don't think she did it on purpose. She was trying to climb up my shirt and sit like on my shoulder, and she scratched me. But anyways, so a lot of people don't understand the tube, which I'm gonna be really honest, it's taking me 9 months to understand this tube. When we were first in the hospital, basically they said babies need an appropriate amount of formula a day or breast milk a day to enough calories to develop their brain appropriately, and that's all figured out by like 2.5 ounces times each pound that they weigh, I believe. I could be so wrong at this, because it's been a long time since I've had to figure up exactly how much she needs. Now we have a nutritionist who helps us out with that, but so obviously they have to gain weight appropriately. Their brain needs a certain amount of calories to develop appropriately. So in the hospital, Nora was taking about 65% of her feeds at one point orally, and that is just not enough to sustain proper brain development and to put on weight. So they basically said you could be looking at another 2.5 months in the hospital, if not longer, before she gets it. And at that point, they weren't sure if she was going to get it. So that being said, the tube was our option. Now, since being home, now when we did get home, they told us not to breastfeed, to pump and feed her on a 3-hour schedule, only give her 30 minutes on the bottle, do not feed on demand. I am her mother. If I'm the one who has to put into work to feed her, I decided what was best for her, and I fed her on demand, and I fed her through the tube, which I fed her on demand to up my supply. I wasn't able to breastfeed for very long. It was about 4 months, I think. But I did feed her on demand. I would nurse her, of course you can't tell exactly how much they're getting through nursing, and with a typical baby you don't have to keep chart of it, but with Nora we did. So now that she's older, she has never had an issue with baby food. Any baby food we've ever introduced, she may not like them, but she eats them. And now with table food, literally can put anything in front of her and she will eat it. So now people are like, oh, that means she gets her tube out, right? Wrong. We keep hydrated by drinking water. Same thing with babies. Babies need fluid to keep hydrated. Even though she's almost 1, she can, she can eat regular table food. She still has to drink. She still has to have, and until babies are 1, if they're on formula, they need the nutrition and the protein and the iron and everything that is in formula to make sure they maintain weight. She cannot be on whole milk until she turns 1. So she is a little over 10 months old, and so she's got a little ways to go. And we're hoping, you know, our speech therapist had said maybe once she tastes milk for the first time, or soy milk, or whatever route we decide to go with her, she will automatically just start drinking more. There's a lot of ups and downs with tube feeding. Sorry, there's like a bug flying around. There's a lot of ups and downs. Now, like my Life with Nora page says, Nora went 12 days without using her tube at all. So she was taking about anywhere from 27 to 32 ounces a day orally. And yes, it was a hectic schedule. Anytime she wanted to eat, whether that was 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 4 ounces, I would have to feed her. So I was feeding her 8 or 9 times a day just to make sure she was able to get the amount of formula she needs. And our GI specialists and all of the specialists we've seen, we're not happy with that. But in my opinion, I'm here taking care of her. I want the tube out. And with the tube, you have to go 6 months without using it. So I want the tube out. I will do whatever it takes. I will feed her 30 times a day if I have to feed her 30 times a day to make sure that we don't use the tube. Now with the tube, it's directly into her stomach. So that being said, it went through, they had to cut through muscles to get there. That can be hindering her core strength. Why would we want to keep using something that could potentially be, could do more harm than good? So now today, for example, okay, no, let me start. Tomorrow, or yesterday, when we were at Jurassic Quest, Nora barely ate all day. She would snack here and there. We gave her food, table food, when we went to dinner. We had snacks at Jurassic World, or Jurassic Quest, sorry. And she did snack, but she did not have the necessary amount of formula all day long. So in the evening time, we supplemented and did, well, when she got home, she took 4 ounces, and we gave her another 4 ounces right before bed to make up for the calories that we had lost during the day. So today, now, is completely different. Nora woke up, slept all night for the first time in about a month. She woke up and had 6 ounces, like she ate breakfast, had 6 ounces, fell asleep. Went to therapy, not even 2 hours after she had 6 ounces, she had another 4 ounces. So she's snacking right now, having a little bit of lunch as well. Snacking lunch, I don't know what you want to call it. Table food, but not a whole lot of table food. And she will probably eat another 4 ounces right before I lay her down to take a nap. So it's very hit and miss with Nora. We don't know why she doesn't want to take her bottle all the time. We have no diagnosis other than low tone, and the low tone can contribute to why she doesn't want to eat. She gets tired too fast, or if the milk's not coming out fast enough, she's working extra hard to get it out. So there is a lot of things that play into why we still have to have the tube. Now, to get the tube taken out, we have to go 6 months without using it. We have to go through an illness without using it. So, like, our nutritionist had mentioned that maybe springtime of next year, of 2017, we would be able to have it removed. But right around that time is cold and flu season. So we may push it off just a little bit longer to avoid any kind of hospital stay. Yes, we hate the tube. We are thankful for the tube, though, because without that, we would still be in the NICU. I know it. She would be 10 months old and we would still be in the NICU. So it's hard, but it's worth it. You make sacrifices for your children, and no, we did not want this for her, but this is what is keeping her home, and this is what is keeping her healthy, and we will do whatever that takes. So I hope that answers a little bit of the questions about the tube. I know it's confusing. I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of people unless you have a tube or your child has a tube, or you're a nurse and you work with children who have tubes. So it is confusing, and sometimes I've almost felt like people didn't believe us why she had to have the tube, because she is such a big kid. She's a big baby. I mean, she's only 8 inches shorter than Hadley, and Hadley's 4. There's a 3-year age difference between them, and she is like 10 pounds away from weighing what Hadley weighs. I mean, they are 2 completely different kiddos, and some people just don't understand. So I hope people understand now a little bit better, and I hope this makes more sense to some people. But yeah, I'm rambling now. So if anybody has any other questions about the tube, please contact me. Message me on the Life with Nora page, my personal page, or leave a comment, and I will do my best to answer any questions that anyone might have. So thanks for watching. If you like following our family, please subscribe. Like this video if you feel so kind enough to do so. Yeah, I will probably talk later.